Jesus, you will go. Let it on my head, let it on my head. You did that, you know. Ever before you chorus, Emini teacher, Emini song, Olu Gorilla, Emini Mashebe. Ever before you chorus, Emini teacher, Emini Olu Gorilla, Emini Mashebe. Olórúkọ la 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 ibi kábíyèsí ọba tó. Sọ́kàrí ayé èmi ni má ṣe bẹ̀rù. Orí mi máa jẹ́ fòfò ọmọlẹ̀ ayé. Adáwọ̀ ẹ̀sùn.
Sensational Bobby Daly praise medley. The time is 2:20 here on Lagoon Radio.
See how you keep drum on my bum bum.
Start the afternoon drive show. I wish you can go on and on, but you know, today's the first day in the month of June. Of course, I would like for us to dance and dance and dance and talk less, but we have to. For the next few minutes, we'll be taking you through the entertainment and all the gist we've got here before us. But in the meantime, don't forget you're listening to Lagoon Radio, and you can follow us on Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria. On Instagram and Twitter is at Lagoonradio.Ng. I am your host, DJ Shad, and I have with me in the studio, Simudele Olabisi. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm not sorry, really, but sorry. I'm telling you sorry.
Excuse me.
But I'm not sorry.
Excuse me. I was already. The song was already entering my body. Like
I didn't want to end the song, but you know we don't have a choice. We just have to, you know, because we've got quite a number of gist lined up here. I'm sure you've got some too. And we can't just hold it. It is not easy. We can't hold this kind of gist to ourselves, and that's why we're gonna start from somewhere. All right, so today on the afternoon drive show, there are a lot of stories here. I don't even know where to start from.
Oh, well, yeah.
Simi, let's start with you.
Sharp. I've told you times you don't know, but always like my village people. You always see like my village people. I don't even know which one to start from. I don't know. Maybe it's, we should start from the case of Musa, or we should start from, I don't understand. But I think this one is actually like the second. This thing will be seen this week, because earlier this week there was a news of an accountant who actually who was reportedly borrow me the English. Who was reported to have to have actually taken her life, like to have actually ended it all because of, I don't know. This is another one coming in, and just like less than 2 hours ago, a man was actually saved from ending it all and handed over to the police at Lekki Ikoyi bridge. Like, this particular man actually just wanted to, end it all. Like, he wanted to practically jump inside the water, and he was actually rescued, and it was due to the quick intervention of the LCC patrol officers. So he was saved from committing suicide, and he was handed over to the police. Now the thing is, number one, there are a lot of things happening in Nigeria, and it takes the grace of God to survive it. I said it yesterday. It's not by power, it's not by might, it's not by muscle. Neither is it by experience. To survive here in this country, like looking at everything that is happening all around and all that, you know, a lot of places, a lot of organizations, there's no increment in salary, and there's increment in commodity. In price of commodities in the market. So maybe the salary you're earning for the past 2-3 years, that's the same salary you're still earning now. And you can compare the price you bought things then to the price you buy them now. So that's one part. Then another part is a lot of organizations are actually retrenching. Like they're actually sacking their workers, sending them home. So how do these people want to feed? Now, hey, this one go is actually the bone of contention for today. This Okada ban, you know, this Okada ban, it actually has its positive side and its negative side, really.
Yes.
But if we're going to weigh the positive side and the negative side, I'm sure that the positive side is actually higher than the negative side. So, okay, in that, number one, for part of the way to curb insecurity, that's number one. And number two, now, after the ban, where will these riders start from? You know, you understand the perspective at which I'm speaking from.
I don't.
What I mean is, these people.
I understand you, but I don't want to understand.
So you have to understand, because
I don't want to understand
the thing is not
really.
not everybody riding.
Where do you want to start
not
from?
all Okada
not
riders.
All of them. Maybe you should.
Not all
separate it and understand what you're
because
saying.
not all Okada. I want to say not all Okada riders are aboki.
Right?
You understand? So, but you know, ori kan lo she. How do they always say? So now,
affects
exactly. So whether you're a northerner or you're from the west, or as far as you are a bike rider, this ban too affects you.
Maybe now I understand what you're saying. When you speak
exactly
people from the west, but you don't have to be biasing all of this.
That's
because these people are actually more than the people from the west.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
You can't but scrap it, because if you leave the people from the west, they're gonna in a way crawl back.
The thing is, I'm not against.
Where are they going to start from? They'll probably venture into another means of transportation.
I know, like
there's keke napep, there's
I'm not against the banning. So for anyone who doesn't even have an insight to say, okay, let me do something else as source of income, or you understand, this kind of person might find himself in this kind of situation and be like, my only source of income, let me just end it all. You understand the perspective I'm speaking from. But personally, with my full chest, I would have beat the chest, but no, I'm not going to beat it. With my full chest, my chest pain. I'm actually in support of the ban, really, personally, because my experience coming to work from home today, I decided to actually trek down from home, so you know, the peace, the serenity. Hey, sharp. I'm like, am I the one walking in the street of Lagos and I did not hear pop?
Same when I was coming to work. I mean, there was no, you know, they're trying to enter your front, they're trying to overtake you, not so much on like pin left or right, trying to hit someone. You know, people that are walking are trying to pass, and of course, you're trying to climb on top of them. Because it's true now, because they don't even want to give you a chance. Okay, where you want me, where we follow. So I see majority of people coming from that Oyinbo side. A lot of them trekking down, because majorly they use bikes. So I'm in support. I'm affected too at some point, but I don't have a choice.
That is it.
Because I don't know who's going to be the victim tomorrow. It might be me. So it's better for it to just stop and let it stop for good.
For good.
For gone.
Then I believe that as time goes on, would actually get used to it.
Of course,
and I believe that as time
goes
goes on,
then
as time goes on, the state would actually find an alternative, a better alternative to it. Because someone was asking me yesterday that how about those in street places and all that? How would they get there and all? So I believe there should be provision for that. I think there's still keke napep now. There's still keke napep that can get to some place. Just I will just do some trekkings, and I think trekking is good for the body. At least I was able to burn some calories this morning. I was trekking to. I took like a few thousands of steps before I got to work. So
it's actually a good form of exercise. Walking is a good form of exercise.
So
All right.
So going back to this man,
Okay,
I just believe
I thought we are done.
we are not
Because
done.
I have something interesting here.
You know, your aproko is in your blood. So talking about this man now, I think he should actually, we shouldn't totally blame him then, because like you said, the country is hard.
There's hunger in the land.
There's hunger in the land. It's hard. There was I think 2 days ago there was this video of some people that actually busted into, I think, was it not a hotel, and had to cut away with some things, robbed the people in that hotel and all that. Though they were caught at the end of the day. But I think it's part of the hunger. You know, and it hasn't started. This hunger did not start today. I remember when I was in school, I think we went on strike, like this normal ASU strike, but our own was indefinite.
Stealing is not an option now.
By the time I went back to my apartment to even say, okay, let me check how things are and all that, it was empty. My stove was gone. All the provisions I left were gone. My plate was gone. The leftover food was gone. Practically everything.
It was empty.
Now only mattress and Wolanga.
They don't need it. So really, I don't think that's the best option.
It's not the best option. Suicide is not actually the best option, because
stealing is not the best option.
It's not the best
if you're
option.
Caught, you're dead.
So I think the punishment for stealing. I think the punishment for stealing, whether small stealing or big stealing, because we have some level of stealing in our country. We have small stealing, we have big stealing. Let me explain. The small stealing I'm saying is all the street stealing. Then the big stealing is maybe when you're accused of fraud. That's the big stealing.
I think no. I think we should put them in 3 categories. Okay, the minor thieves. And the one that goes to
intermediate
banks to rob,
the intermediate thieves,
the ones that go to banks to rob, goes to people's shop to jack and take their goods, and then the higher
that is it. So I think the higher the level of the stealing, the higher the level of the punishment. But the reverse is the case, really. Yeah. We must really be frank, really. The reverse is the case, because it's like the higher the higher the tiffy, the lesser the punishment.
Yes.
But on a more serious note,
our country, Nigeria.
Yeah, on a more serious note, you hear of someone, maybe the person stole one noodle, super pack, abi Indomitable, and at the end of the
China, African China.
Yeah, I think there was a musician that sang this. There was a musician that sang that.
For crime fighter.
Exactly. Before you know it, people have gone to carry tires, throw on his or her neck, and just want to buy. Why did you not do the same to the bigger thieves? Those that are stealing billions of naira.
Sorry.
And even if they are not reachable, I think at least the hand of the law is reaching them. So the law should actually take its course as well. So I think those are the things.
God is not ready for them. God is already catching some of them.
That is it.
Thank God.
I think this is a case of misplaced priority. So I would actually say our government, state, federal, please, the higher the gravity of the thief, the higher the punishment. And I hope with this viewpoint of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that the higher the gravity of the thiefness, the higher the gravity of the punishment. Higher now, the higher the gravity of the thiefness, the higher the punishment. Now they should change.
Okay.
They should change. In the same system. No. We are not in the same system. So this is for 2023. Thank you.
Okay, so before I take this next story, it's the entitlement of people for me. See, when you enter the bus, I don't have a car yet, though, and I know God will do it anyhow. You will do it. So when you enter bus, you are fat, and you don't look at me and tell me I'm fat.
Sharp.
See, this second time this thing is happening to me, like the serious one is happening to me. You need to see the way this woman was running to enter the bus, and then she sat down. Okay, move. Maybe when we close the door, there will be space for us to sit, and she just sat down like that. Okay, she said, "No, both of us are fat." I said, "Madam, I'm not fat. Stop calling me fat. You are the one that is fat. You are telling me I'm fat. At least make an attempt. Adjust. When we close the door, we move. Everyone will be okay."
Come, is that
why you were running? You wanted to fall down inside water.
Was it not the same amount you paid for transport?
I don't know. He said it's only someone that is slim. I said, stop saying I'm fat. I left the seat for her, but stop calling me fat. She was still talking. Stop calling me fat. I am not fat. Yeah. And then something happened again yesterday. I entered the same front seat and wahala. That's how this lady just sat down like that. Okay, Auntie adjust. She said, where did she want to adjust? Still adjust. I cannot even close the door. Just saying now, wow, it's not today. Today is not me and you. The Holy Spirit is moving with me.
Hallelujah, somebody.
And you will not get me.
Glory.
If you find me, you will not see me.
Glory.
Funny enough, when we got to, in fact, she pressed me. No ventilation on this my left hand side. I was sweating. In fact, at some point I had to raise my hand and say, "You know, be only you sabi do. Me self I sabi do wicked. Like, what's all this thing? Is the effrontery for me? This is not your father's car. It's not your private car. If you want to pay for 2 seats, if you know you're fat, and stop looking at other people as fat. I am not fat."
She might not actually know.
And then we got to the bus stop. When she came down, I saw the thing. I said, in fact, God forgive me. Do I look at her and like, what nonsense? Like, what's this? You're not even more than this. You sat down like this because your thigh is big.
Don't put it.
Is the effrontery they have for me. So that's that. So moving on to this one. Speaking of effrontery, that's how a business woman cautions a female customer who called her husband by his first name. Okay, so here's what happened.
Okay.
You know all these husbands that used to help their wife to advertise products. And then this husband advertised the wife's new venture. So this lady thought she could patronize and then contacted the wife saying, "Hello, your husband, Lagbaja," mentioned the husband's name, "said I should contact you." Wife goes, "Yes, he told me you will call, but why are you calling my husband by his first name?" And the lady was like, That is it. Wait, I don't understand. Okay, so the lady was like, in my mind, I was like, you don't get. But I replied, I was like, "Excuse me, I'm not sure I heard you right." She goes, "Mr. Lagbaja or Daddy Tamedu would have been better. Excuse me, I don't even know you from Adam."
Yeah.
So how do you expect me to start calling you Mr. Lagbaja or Mr. Tamedu? Am I okay? I could have just said Mr. whatever, but still, I don't think I've done anything wrong. I didn't insult your husband. I only want to patronize you. And then you're taking it personal. So at that point, she just had to call the call because she was like, I want to buy product. And then how did me trying to patronize you or wanting to patronize your business advance to me calling your husband by name? Why don't you just sell your market and everybody should move on? And then the lady said she blessed her stars for the version of her the lady met. So I'm thanking God for the version of me the lady met yesterday. So that was why I had to tell you my story before I got into this. So now, see me. Will you pick offense with this kind of thing? Or do you think the lady did anything wrong, or was she right?
Actually, I think it depends on their level of relationship. The lady, from my own perspective, the lady might actually be maybe his longtime friend. Maybe they grew up together. Try and understand. Maybe they grew up together and all that. Okay, yes. Take for example now. I know that there are a lot of people you grew up with, and
and then
you
because
guys are all married. So
your wife expecting to be calling you Mr.
She could just feel that. Okay, since we've known each other for a long time,
and then you advertise your wife's product on my status.
Let me just call the wife and say, your husband, because the lady even put your husband. So, let me say, your husband, Tunde, said I should contact you. To be sure, or let us know the lady just said, Tunde said I should contact you, and, it's a different thing. Then, at the same time,
because she knew how women can be.
Then, at the same time, there are people that they are not formal in nature. You understand? Instead of saying Mr., they feel freer just calling that person by name and all that. But this is actually a missed reaction stuff. But to me, I think the husband should have actually done the homework first before. We don't know, maybe he actually did the homework first. Really, you don't understand.
Did what homework?
Like when he told the wife that someone was going to call.
She have told the person told the wife that
this is who the person is to me.
But wait, and if she tells the wife, and if he tells the wife and the wife takes it up with him,
then that's the wife's headache, really. That's the wife's headache, really, because even this person self can be like a mother to the husband. It might not necessarily be a lady. You understand?
It might be.
The person might be older.
It's true, Sha.
Person might be older.
So
okay,
you don't know who. Yeah, businessman. You need to be coming down.
there are people that when you hear their voice on phone, you think they are one small, maybe they are like a teenager and all that. But when you get to meet them in person, you can be like, oh, wait, was it your voice I was hearing on phone? So that is it. So the thing is, she should have. The lady that called might actually be older. That is
Even
number
if she's
one
not
thing.
older, I mean, there's the relationship. Probably they are friends, or probably
Exactly,
they are colleagues,
long time friends. Exactly. Colleagues at work too. I've seen colleagues.
I can't just say, okay, Mr. Hans, Mr.
That's it now.
sounds weird.
That's why I said it depends on their level of closeness.
Okay, let's say
and all
Mr.
that.
Emmanuel. No more, they are calling Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes.
So I'm going to call him Mr. Emmanuel. It's
Yes.
just like me calling Dami or calling Dami.
Oh.
Dami said I should call you like, Mr. Dami. Oh,
You
no,
can say
no.
your husband Chimezie said I should call you. And Chimezi's wife can end up saying, why you calling my husband?
Go to our YouTube channel to see my expression. It is never sweet in the mouth.
Why are you calling my husband by name? Chimezi's wife, excuse me, why are you calling my husband by name? You should have called him Mr. Anosike or call him Daddy Chukwuemeka.
Mr. Chimezi. I don't know. It's not even sweet, but really.
But really, this.
Well, we are of different opinion. We all are entitled to.
The wife shouldn't even have reacted this way because this is someone you haven't met before.
Yeah, so you can't.
So just do your business, and it's now left for you, and it's left between you and your husband. It's left between you and your husband. You can even like confront your husband and say, sweetheart, this person, you to her, she called you by name. I'm not comfortable with it. You understand that kind of thing. So that's actually the way it is anyway. Anyway, God will help them to settle their fight.
It's the comment section for me. Why some people are actually of the opinion that she should have called Mr. the husband,
in a formal
to
way.
make it more formal. Mr. Lagbaja would have sounded more formal. And another one said, truth be told, still the same thing. Okay, so this one said, I salute her for telling you the truth. That's rude, at least, Mr. Una. There was one comment that caught my attention. Wait.
There was one I saw that talked about comrade.
The first line for me. Okay, so this one is actually a long one. Okay, so she overreacted, but to be honest, saying Mr. Lagbaja would have been
more cautious.
Okay, so this one said we operated on East name basis in my previous place of work. Okay, initial. Okay, and we were just two females. So imagine dealing with a colleague's wife, and she has a problem with me calling him by his first name. She better focus on the goal of selling and leave unimportant things.
That is the way it is now. So that was why I said their relationship
okay,
actually.
The comment that follows. Okay, the lady said something in her first. It is. Are you crazy for me? Yoruba to sweet, she said it in Yoruba. I cannot read it out in Yoruba, but Yoruba to sweet. Wait here for now. Only when I get language, there are some things you say in Yoruba language, and then it strikes you so hard.
At least the person calling even knows that this person is your husband, and she lets you know that your husband told her about your.
This one said
she don't chop belly full.
I don't blame him. This country is hard, Steph, and this one said people are going through a lot. I beg, this is not the next thing. This is not a priority. I mean, no, sorry, that's.
One said he gets version of you that she doesn't want her husband to meet. Normally, now calling of his name, they unlock that version. Really? But serious, this is actually a misplaced priority because she's calling for business. So why don't you face the business if you know you're ready to do business and settle things with your husband? Whatever. Waiting Musa no go see forget. Except Musa no they get. Okay. I think that's all about this now.
Oh, okay. So I saw one backlash too there. After you.
The backlash that is backlashing. Okay, talking about husband-wife issues, there was one actually that came in live and direct. The way you react to situations actually determines the kind of person you are. You understand? So This lady actually had she ate breakfast, and since the beginning of the year we've been talking about breakfast, people getting served and all that. So like at the beginning of the that was at the beginning of the year. So this lady now, instead of committing suicide or instead of crying and poisoning herself, though it's normal to cry whenever you're served breakfast. I mean, maybe whenever there's a breakup in your relationship and all of that. So it's actually normal to cry. But this lady had actually taken it upon herself to console herself with music after being served breakfast. And to me, it's actually a good way to go, really. Like you can sit down, listen to music,
For you.
But now, this particular lady, a boyfriend of 5 years, got married on Saturday. And he got married to the girl he told her not to worry about. Tagged his bestie.
Hey. I want to bestie.
Okay. Because actually, I know that this lady would have actually been having her suspicions and all that. But since the guy told her not to worry, and she even saw the pictures online, the pictures of the... So why they were even together, the guy was busy planning marriage with someone else. Hey, oh my God, you see this particular gender. I give you tirigbosa. So, and she says she's fine, but she has been sitting at a place since 6 a.m. for hours practically. And to me, I just hope that she gets comforted and she moves on with her life. So though 5 years is not small, 5 years is a whole lot. Because if she surprised her 5 years from her present age, you get where the 5 years go reach. But as it is, the deed has been done. So to me, she should just move on with her life and she should just enjoy life. That is it. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right. Okay, so this one. It's about actor Rotimi Salami. He dragged that lady. See, I have problems with all these trollers on Instagram, Twitter, and all of that, especially on Instagram. You look at yourself before you talk down at people. It's really, really annoying. And then you feel this person is not going to reply you because of why. But here's what happened. The guy posted a picture of he and the wife, and then this lady, a sleeping dog, was lying. No, you went to tap it to wake. So he said, "This is your wife." Seriously, I was thinking she would be very sexy and cute. Though this woman look cold, though, no hard feelings though. I could like that guy, and then he came out to say. He mentioned the name, and then smart ladies I know will not make such comments about fellow women. You did cross the line. By the way, what's your definition of sexy and cute? If the answer is you, after checking your pictures, no hard feelings, you don't fit. Finally, if you're not smart enough to know it's different strokes for different folks. Just pray you find a man who will love 100% and hand you a happy home. You will.
Can we just end this show on this note?
So, of course, he said his home is blessed and that the lady should pray towards hers. And he is blocking.
That is it now, because I see no reason why people should not even mind their business, really.
Goodness.
Oh. I beg.
It's just painful as if people don't look at themselves in this. So this comment says, insecurities are the major reason why some people or someone would troll and shame another woman.
Exactly.
People who have nothing to offer are always the ones finding fault in great things. The only reason Cubana Chief is shamed is alleged poor people with great bodies is because he lacked it. If he had it, he would praise it. People will condemn what they don't have just to feel good about themselves.
Exactly.
Know these and pity
no
them.
peace.
Pity them.
And also no peace. Because if you know it, there's no amount of trolling. You won't be affected.
I see the style she's wearing. This was that I'm just bothered about the tailor who made the dress. So this thing it looks similar to what Iyabo Ojo wore to the AMVCA 8. But People are not nice. People are not nice. You never reach 24 hours when we enter June. Now people don't start.
No, don't start because I think this month of June, anyway, the month of June will carry goodies. It will carry great things. It will carry sweet things.
Amen.
So that's actually what I'm, focusing on. Just focus.
Focus.
So it is what it is. So talking about insecurities, I think we're going to have like 3 different stories that are actually in line with insecurities. So talking about insecurity, this actually happened on Apobo Bridge in the traffic. And traffic lately has been something else, especially on this Apobo Eco Bridge. Let's just say between mainland to Surulere. Except you're not gonna pass corner, pass Oyingbo and all that, bust out at Third Mainland, and that one is a bit long journey.
It's better.
So traffic robbers actually stabbed a lady after collecting all her belongings on Apobo Bridge. So now, practically, I think as election is approaching, everywhere is not actually safe, and the time people close from work, before you get home and all that. Imagine working a 9 to 6 job, and before you even get a bus, it's around 7:30, 8. And by the time you get a bus, it's already dark. So these people can just, even in broad daylight, they are still doing this thing, not to even talk of late at night. So, and that was actually what happened to her. And talking about this insecurity, the Honorable Nnamdi Ume, an Anambra lawmaker, has actually said that drug abuse is the cause of insecurity in Nigeria. Is it a yes or a no, Shab?
It's one of it.
All right, for everyone listening to us right now, you can call in to share your views on 08189 Lagoon. That's 08189524666. 08189524666. An Anambra lawmaker has actually said that drug abuse is the cause of insecurity. Is it a yea or a nay? If it's a yea, why? If it's a nay, why? What's actually the cause of insecurity? You can join the conversation by dialing our studio line. We actually want to hear from you. And let me just take the story briefly. He said that insecurity is bedeviling a society, which is actually the fact. And there's no way we can overcome it without addressing the causes, which is actually another good point. And he said one of which is drug abuse among the youth. And many youth today have actually lost their dignity and focus. And while many have severe health challenges owing to drug abuse. And since the beginning of this year on our health talk show here on Lagoon Radio, we've been treating mental health series, and we've been talking about mental health issues that could be triggered by substance abuse. So I think that's a point too. So he actually said and actually appealed to the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency and other stakeholders to embark on intensified sensitization of youth on dangers of drug and substance abuse. We actually have a show here too that talks about this drug thing. That's the DFN show that comes up on Mondays 5 to 6. That's the Drug-Free Nigeria show. So it's actually, and I think this sensitization shouldn't be a one-off thing because it should be continuous. Even it should be. If it's done once in a month, it's fine. We shouldn't just do it and at the end of the day, maybe after the next 3 years or after 4 years,
we'll go back to it.
When we're preparing for the next election, that's when we'll go back to it and remember that there's something called drug abuse. So this thing should actually be visited every month. Like, it should be constant. It should be consistent so that at least those who have ears will hear. Now, we read in the papers this morning that 29,000 Nigerians die of smoking annually. And this hasn't even stopped those who are still smoking from smoking. That's actually the way it is. So I think that this should actually be, it should be addressed. It should be addressed, really. We even have other causes. Apart from drug abuse, we have other causes, lack of jobs, lack of basic amenities. A lot of people have lost their source of livelihood, and the only thing they could actually lay their hands on is robbery. So that is, I think insecurity is actually, it should actually be I don't even know which should be the number one. Is it insecurity or food scarcity now? I think insecurity first, because if we're even seeing food to eat and there's no security, our mind will not be at rest. So that's actually the way this one goes. I think that'll be all I'll be taking on this. I won't be touching the comments because we've said it all here. Then talking about insecurity. On a lighter note, I won't blame the man completely, really.
Insecurity too.
Okay, talking about insecurity, we actually have two different cases of insecurity. We'll touch it before we wrap up today. Okay, the headline says fear of you know who. Man hides some of his cash in his underwear at an ATM.
You might actually not be hiding it from who you think he is hiding it from, but for whatever reason, insecurity. That's where it has led us to.
That's it. Because personally, you know, like I said, I trekked down to work this morning, and I didn't carry some things, normal things I bring to work. Maybe whenever I drive down or something, I didn't bring them. I just left them at home. Like, let me just trek with something that is handy. So that at the end of the day, at least I know that this thing, I can secure it very well than carrying a bigger stuff and all that. So I wouldn't actually blame him. It's just trying to play safe, really. It's trying to play safe.
Speaking of, it's on a lighter note too, really. It's a lady that locked her parent out, telling them to go back to where they're coming from. And I think they took a walk and then they came back late. She locked the door and like, where are you guys coming from?
I think it's on a lighter note. Really. She wasn't serious about it. So
you know, some Nigerians took it to heart. White some feel.
It's only because we could even see the parents laughing now. We could see them laughing. And she was even the one that was actually doing the video and all that.
This one said, #justice for everybody. I don't tire. Moving on. All right, so this one. Meat first.
She's talking about insecurity, food insecurity.
Voila. There's plenty of wahala. See, you go to a restaurant and then you ordered something to eat, and then they give you a portion of fried rice, maybe
with beef.
It looks like a portion, really.
It looks like a portion. Let's just say a portion.
A portion. No, let's say 2 portions.
This is a portion. It's not up to 2 portions.
Let's say 2 portions. Let's say 2 portions and a beef. I've been at 2 beef. So are you telling me the bottled water is 1,000, a portion is 500, the meat is 500.
Sharp.
And the tray.
It is way.
So I'll just take a few comments. So this island babe, island big girl, she's exhausted at the size of food she got at a restaurant. Somewhere in Lekki, I've been an island.
Somewhere in Lekki, Aja Access.
I get it. Okay, this one said, now you won't stay Lekki, you don't stay Lekki now. You chop like Lekki people. Now so it be. Alright, so this one says, instead make a good trenches. You for still owe like 2K balance like this.
And you go even chop belefu.
If you prepare correct jollof rice.
That's even the particular food she ordered. She could even prepare it with that 3,800 naira, and she would even have change.
This one said, I feel eat like 17 plates of this. How much is my bill? You're in trouble. If you don't get your food, mainland food is the best. Says Charlie one. I don't know about that. We could come my restaurant where food cheap and tasty. And I say no. See your food. Oh, this person actually owns a restaurant. This was like expensive. But it's all good. I bet more they shine eye before you buy food. All of you that are staying on the island, if you know you're moving to the island, then you should be ready to learn to eat like people on
Islanders.
the island. And island, be like island, they into 2, I've been to 4 safe. This is our side, Obale on this side.
We have island, we have island pro.
It's island. From CMS here. No. From the market down to Obalende is one island. From Obalende to Koyi, Falomo, VI.
That's island pro.
Island. Then there's VI. That's another island.
Island Pro Max.
Then Lekki, down. That's another island. So if you're choosing your island, you choose wisely. There's an island where you can buy food.
Is it Pro you want or Pro Max or normal island?
Normal island, and you'll be fine. You collect fresh air,
Precisely.
Before then you go just the fat, they go.
Before we wrap up, I think our time is actually gone. This actually came in and I was wowed. I'm like,